to the last daily oracle card reading in January with me and Harrod Hart. It is January, Monday 31st. I can't believe we've got to the end of January already, but here we are, and this is today's oracle card reading. So for those who don't know me, I'm a light worker, a clairaudient, I'm an intuitive, and I'm a Reiki master, and I work a lot with crystals and oracle cards, and throughout January I've been doing a daily oracle card pick to help bring some messages of hope and guidance from the divine, from spirit, to help us get through every day. So, today I actually did the card pick this morning, but because of a situation of me having to travel home, I didn't have time to do my recording, and after I picked the card, I wanted to do a proper recording and to do a little ceremony together actually, which is why I've left it till now. So, without further ado, let's look at what the card is and how we can work with that energy today. So today we're working with Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card deck. And I did my card pick, and today's card is the Protection card. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And what's quite funny about this is that in the early hours of this morning, when I was between sleep and getting up, I was actually thinking about certain situations, certain people, and actually visualising myself cutting the cords, physically cutting the cords to that person or that situation, and letting go. So it just seems very, very odd that we've had that card today. But I do believe if you're watching this, then this is also a message for you. So these aren't just my daily oracle card picks. This is the card that came up when I asked the universe to share the message that we all most needed to see, and anybody who's watching this needs to see. So it will relate to each one of us differently, but I do believe if you're here, if you're looking at this, this card is for you, this message is for you. But the way that this relates to your life will just be slightly different depending on your unique circumstances and situation. So, let's get on and read the breakdown from the guidebook that accompanies the oracle cards. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You are being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power, so it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of an energy clear up. So, obviously you can rewind the video if you want to listen to that again and just listen to that message and see how that best relates to you. But what I wanted to do very quickly is to do a little bit of basic clearing and do that together. So take a few moments for calm to really work through each of our chakras and try and get a feel for which ones potentially need clearing. So the first thing I'm going to do, as I always like to do when I'm clearing, is I turn to the sage. So this is one of my favourite ways, and I'm just going to light the sage so it starts smoking nicely. Oh, here we go. So with this sage, you can go all around you if you like. Be careful of any bits dripping off or falling off. And really inhale that scent. So all around you, all around, all through the chakras. And around the room as well. So I'm going to leave this now on my desk. I pop it in a safe little cup and I leave it there away from anything else so it can just permeate, cleanse the room. It's lovely, okay. So the second thing that you could do, that I sometimes do, is actually spray my room balancing spray, which has got bergamot and patchouli. And again, I just find it kind of balances the energy. There you go. Okay, so we have a lovely mix now of sage and heady bergamot and patchouli. Oh, and that just really lifts the energy, lifts the vibes. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on each one of our chakras. We're just going to take a moment with some deep breathing through each chakra and think about how it feels. Does it feel comfortable? Does it feel tight? Does it feel open? Does it feel closed? Does it feel clogged? Does it feel painful at all? Does it feel light and airy? So for each one, don't worry about thinking about it too much. If nothing's coming to you, that's fine, move on. Trust that if the message is there, if there is something that you need to be aware of, you're going to feel it in some way. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. And let's start at the base chakra. So projecting downwards, if you're sitting, it's kind of going into the seat, away down from underneath you. So that is your base chakra, your root chakra. And just spend a couple of moments. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Try and take in a breath for the count of 3 or 4. And then try and breathe out slightly longer, perhaps 5 or 6. Depending on what feels comfortable to you. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, just let your breathing go back to normal. And if you can, when you breathe in, try and purposefully, if you rest your hands on your stomach, so I'll show you, rest your hands on your stomach, and as you breathe that in, try and push your stomach out so your hands are moving away. So you're really taking a good deep breath into your belly. So starting with the base, let's take 3 deep breaths in and see how that feels. Okay, now just take a quiet moment and think about how that space feels. In a perfect world, when it's all in balance, it will be rotating gently in a clockwise direction. So imagine a coil just spinning in a nice, calm, clockwise direction. That is how our chakras should feel naturally. Next, and you can pause this if you want to spend a little bit longer on that. Next, we're going to move on to our Sacral Chakra, which is below the belly button and above the pelvic area, so it's just in that space. and that's radiating outwards in front of us, and it's an orange colour. So red is the colour of the base chakra, the root chakra, and then we're moving up to orange, the sacral. So again, 3 deep breaths. And now see how that chakra feels. So next we're going to move to the solar plexus chakra, which is above the belly button and just below the chest area, below the rib cage. So it's in this space, sorry, I'll show you, it's kind of here. So if you put your hands here, and this is a beautiful yellow colour. So again, we'll take our 3 deep breaths and then just give ourselves a moment of quiet to feel what's going on here, feel how that feels. Now we're going to move on to the heart chakra. So this is the midpoint really between the chakras above, which are linked to spirituality and the spirit realm, and then the more grounded earthly chakras below, which we've just looked at, the root chakra, the sacral and the solar plexus. So the heart chakra, as you imagine, with the heart, it governs love, self-love, love for others, compassion, humanity, etc. And the heart chakra is here in your chest. Again, it's radiating out, front and back, so it's coming out, and it's a lovely green colour. So again, let's take our deep breaths, our 3 deep breaths, and then a moment of quiet to think, how is this feeling for us right now? How does our chest feel? How does that chakra feel? Okay, back to normal breathing and just thinking about how the heart chakra feels. Does it feel strong? Does it feel weak? Does it feel heavy and tight? Is it light and bursting with love? this if you need to, spend a little bit longer there if you want. I can definitely feel a lot of heaviness and tightness across here, so that's definitely a chakra that I'm going to want to do some more work on. Okay, so the next chakra is the throat chakra. Okay, and it's here at the front of the throat. Again, it's front and back, and it's radiating outwards. Again, it's a spinning coil, spinning in a clockwise direction when it's balanced, spinning in an anti-clockwise direction if it's unbalanced. So again, we'll do our deep breaths. Again, how does the throat chakra feel? This is all about being able to express yourself, your truth, your authenticity, being able to speak up for what you believe, speaking up about your boundaries, being able to speak freely and say no when you mean no. It's about being able to communicate clearly with others, being able to express yourself. So how does this feel? Does it feel open? Does it feel clear, tall? Or does it feel maybe small? Does it feel almost like you have a lump in your throat? Tight, squeezed? Just think for you, how does this feel? Next, we're going to move on to the third eye chakra, which is here in the forehead. This is our third eye. Again, it's radiating forwards, and this is a beautiful purple colour. So this is a deep, deep bluey purple, I would say indigo-y violet colour. That's how I interpret it. So it's right here in the forehead. So you can either place a hand if you like, or you could put one hand on here actually and one back on your stomach, so when you're breathing, you're remembering to make sure that you're breathing out through the stomach, out, as you breathe in. So again, let's take our 3 deep breaths. Okay, back to normal breaths, and just see how this feels, how your forehead feels in this chakra. And now we're going to move on to our final chakra, the 7th chakra, which is here. This is our crown chakra, and like the base chakra went in a downwards direction, this goes upwards. So again, you can put a hand here if you like, or you can keep your hands on your stomach as you're breathing, and just focus your energy on this area here. And how does that feel? Do you feel light? Do you almost feel light-headed, perhaps? Does it feel open? Like there's nothing here, no ceiling, clear, happy? Does it feel maybe like things are pressing down? Can you almost feel it pressing on your head? How does this feel? This is our connection to the spirit, to divine. How is this feeling, this channel? So again, our 3 breaths. Again, pause if you need to and just really allow yourself to feel that chakra and anything that's going on. But the next stage really for me, there were two chakras in particular that I felt were tight, a bit uncomfortable, that needed work. One was my sacral, so the second chakra, the orange sacral chakra, and the other was the heart. So the next step is to try and get those back into balance and really cleanse them. So you can either do that with some more sage. What I find particularly useful is to maybe take 5 minutes meditation with a crystal that colour. So I haven't got any directly around me at the moment, but for instance I might take an orange crystal, like a carnelian, something like that, or a green crystal. So I'll probably do this for both chakras, or a green crystal, something like a malachite or a green fluorite, anything green, aventurine perhaps, or amazonite, anything that's green. And I would hold the crystal and just have a few moments just quietly meditating on the colour, looking at the crystal, just imagining a channel of light from the crystal connecting to that chakra, and just allowing that light, that energy, that coloured light to flood into it and heal that space and to get it moving back in the direction that it's supposed to be going. Another thing is to focus on the colour. So it could be that you put something on, so wear something that is that colour. So for me, it's something orange or something green. So I might go and put an orange jumper on or a green jumper, just so that you're physically giving yourself that colour and helping to connect and strengthen that chakra. And as you're wearing it, just being mindful of the intention. And the intention is that you're wearing it to specifically help to balance and cleanse and strengthen that chakra, bring it all back into balance. The other thing is to eat foods that are that colour. So for instance, if your sacral chakra is slightly out of alignment, then you might want to eat some carrots, or a carrot soup, a nice warming carrot soup, or some oranges, some fresh oranges. It could be that you might have broccoli and greens and asparagus and lots of healthy green vegetables to really boost the heart chakra and give that some healing. So there's 3 things there that one can do. Something else that I do quite a lot, and unfortunately I haven't got my pendulum with me actually, but sometimes I like to hold my pendulum, my crystal pendulum, and you could use one of these actually as well. Take this off and use it. Actually, I might do that. Just to show, just to illustrate the point. Here we go. And you can use the necklace as a pendulum, and to just think of the chakra and hold it near the chakra that you want to clear, and physically move it in a clockwise direction. Imagining that as you're doing this, you're forcing the chakra to begin turning in a clockwise motion and get back to that place of balance. And just allow the pendulum to keep spinning in that clockwise direction until it naturally comes to a stop. And after it's come to a natural stop, you can just take a moment, do the 3 breaths again, focus on that chakra and feel, does that now feel better? Does it feel clearer? If it's still feeling a little bit tricky, you might want to do the process again, or you might want to leave it a bit, take a break and then come back to it when you're feeling refreshed and energised, and you can come back and do it again. So you might want to come back tomorrow morning and do another clearing just to try and get that back into balance. Really, it's about your intuition, I think, and doing what feels right to you. So if it's food and focusing on eating those things and nourishing your body and strengthening your chakras that way. Again, if it was your solar plexus, which is associated with yellow, you could be focusing on eating bananas or lemons or anything yellow, and just being mindful as you're eating it that you're consuming it and you're strengthening your chakras. again, the root chakra could be some beetroot or, things like that. So blueberries, perhaps, if your third eye's playing up, or even the throat, actually, blueberries could work for both. So it's that purple-blue colour coming through. So, or it could be putting a scarf on, particularly if your throat chakra is causing some difficulties. Putting a blue scarf on around the neck, really cradling and focusing on that specific chakra point could be really beneficial as well. Okay, so I think I've probably talked enough for today. I didn't think it was going to go all quite like that today, but I actually just felt really called to share that and walk you through that process, really, of attuning to your chakras and feeling how each of them feels at the moment. And that's a really good way of boosting your intuition. So, before we go, I am just going to read the Work Your Light activation from the guidebook, which is to hold the card on the chakra or chakras that need clearing, or you could put a hand on the chakra or chakras that need a bit of help, and you can repeat this for each chakra. So I call back any lost fragments, power or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes or programs from the past or present, from this life or others that are not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. I'm going to go back and do it again, and this time I'm going to move up to my heart chakra, and I'm going to do it a little bit slower so that you can read it along with me. I call back any lost soul fragments, power or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes or programs from the past or present, from this life or others, that are not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So you may find that you respond to doing that activation for each of your chakras or your chakra clearing, however you choose to do that. You may find that your body responds in different ways. So it could be yawning, it could be stomach rumbling, it could be burping, it could be farting. You may feel quite tired, you may feel quite emotional and teary. Just know that that's a natural experience. It's part of the body just releasing that energy and coming back into alignment, and it will pass. If you do feel that you need support or to speak to somebody, please do so. If you feel that you need help, if you're not well and you need medical help, then please do seek that support that you need and that help. But it is, if you do feel something, and you may feel nothing at all, but if you do know that it's natural and it's often the body's way of just releasing that energy, that negative energy, and coming back into alignment. Okay, so thank you. That was the last daily oracle card reading for January 22, and it was the longest by far. I hope you found that beneficial. I hope that's helped some way. and I look forward to seeing you again in February tomorrow. So take care, stay safe, stay well. Thank you.